Hey there, everybody. Welcome back. How y'all doing today? Excuse me about that. Bit hoarse there. How you doing there, Carolyn and Rusty Nails? Welcome in, guys. Welcome in. So, once again, we are on PV Canyon Crossed by Mr. Dashnet, and we're still harvesting. Yeah. Okay, so as you can see, I'm actually harvesting my sunflowers. This is the second field that needed to be done, so I thought, why not? Wow, holy heck. Hey, oh Karen, thank you very much for the what's that? Resubscription. Much appreciated for 7 months. Wow, 4 month streak. Nice, 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 nice. Thank you very, very much. Hey there, Mr. Viking. How you doing, bud? Ah, yeah. So, yeah, unfortunately, I am a little bit later than normal. Obviously, I did explain this the other day. Obviously, daughter had the doctor's appointment, so yeah, that came first, and yes. Anyway, hey T Miller, how you doing, bud? Could be a bit better. Got a bit of a toothache. Oh, not good. I kind of know how that feels. Yesterday, I felt like absolute crap. I really, really did. Um, I don't know why, but obviously we went out shopping during the day. Um, but what's really weird is obviously from lunchtime, I started getting a bit of a headache. And it just would not shift. I took some painkillers, it wouldn't go away. I ended up, yeah, having a major migraine in the evening, so had some rather strong painkillers. Let's put it that way. It knocked me out for a good couple of hours. It was like gone 9 o'clock, but nearly 9:30 by the time I actually came around. And oh yeah, it wasn't good. Got nothing done at all on in the farm, so it is what it is. So I ended up doing about an hour or so fishing. Apart from that, that was about it yesterday. So yeah, but yeah, today obviously, daughter's been off to the doctors, had her wrist and arm looked at. Obviously, she's now got to have a referral to an orthopedic to get additional things looked at. So yeah, obviously, what it is basically, you know how you can have your hands, you can face them downwards, and you can rotate your arms slash your wrists and face upwards. Well, on one of her wrists or one of her arms, she can't do that very easily. So yeah, they're gonna have a look into that, see how it goes, and yeah, it looks like it's more the elbow rather than the actual wrist that's affected. So I'm sure in a month or two we'll find out what the heck's going on. But yeah, having teeth out is not nice, that's for sure. I had some out a few years ago. Thankfully, they knocked me out, but yeah, I was on painkillers for quite a few weeks afterwards. So yeah, not nice. So I fully understand what it's like in having teeth hurting, having teeth pulled, stuff like that. And how you doing there, Diesel Burner, Farmer Marks? Welcome in. And yes, I did see them, T Miller. I've actually got them. Hey Vortex, I actually have them in here. I've got a bit of a question about them that I need to contact BDB, SSB, or Dogface. It's kind of weird. Let me stop that there. So if you haven't seen it, obviously on the in-game mod hub today was released the seeder and planter attachments for the wide-span vehicle system, so the WSVS, whatever it's called in real life, thingamabob. Now, obviously, these are going to be, there's two versions. One's a seeder, one's a planter. Now, the question I have, and I'll come back to it in just a minute. So, obviously, here's the seeder part. Looks great. 16,000 litre capacity, 13-metre work width, and 15 kilometers work speed. Not bad, actually. Obviously, you do have all your usual color combinations. So, if you want to make it a John Deere version, you can make it John Deere, so on and so forth. Now, obviously, this part only holds seed. So, the seeder only holds seed. Okay. Now, if we go into the planter category, here's the planter version. Now, there's something slightly different to this one. As you can see right here, obviously you've still got the same capacity, work width, speed, stuff like that, but this will actually do seeding and it has a fertilizer tank as well. Hmm. How come they didn't add the fertilizer to the seed version? That's what I want to know. Now, one thing I did notice as well is the seed version, the seeder, is a direct drill, so you do not have to worry about any previous drilling of the field. It'll direct seed. However, with the planter, if you noticed, if I click on here, yeah, it doesn't have that. So with the planter version, you are going to need to go through and cultivate the field or plow it before you're able to use this. Now, I'm guessing a few people, if they know how to edit, they could technically take this, turn it into a direct seeder. It will it? Because it doesn't state it on the here. That's the thing. So that's what's getting me. So actually, let me have a little look in the XML quickly, because it's not actually showing the planter version as a direct seeder. But let me have a look in the XML quickly. Planter mod script. Yeah, no, it will not actually. Here you go, I'll show you. So here is the planter. Now obviously right here is the function and it only shows as a planter. Now if I go into the sowing one, which is the seeder, right here, yes I want to keep that open. Right here you can actually see it actually says function sowing machine direct. This is basically what makes it direct seed. So yeah, the seeder one will direct drill, the planter will not. So just bear that one in mind, guys. But you could technically come in here, make an edit, and yeah, make it do all seeders and planter stuff. So yeah, that was something I'm working on. But yeah, that's fine. But anyway, regardless, obviously, with the planter edition, you do have the same color options, but obviously you do have the container options. Now this will allow you to have either half and half seed and fertilizer or just seed. So yeah. Okay, I'll have to test that out. Obviously I haven't got anything that can go in at the minute, but as far as I'm aware, it only... Let me have a look. Planter. Yeah, because there's nothing in there stating that it directs seeds. But technically, in real life, it will direct seed, so it may be just something that hasn't been added. Let's see, 2 and 2. Yeah, there's nothing even in the description for it that states direct seeding either. Hmm. We'll have to do a quick test, I think, then. Because technically, looking at that, as it is in the XML and obviously in-game, um, yeah, it's not a direct seeder, the planter version. So let me just save this, and I've got to go into one of the base games. I'll load it onto there. We'll test it out and see exactly what it can and can't do. Both of them. Obviously, the seeder version, looking at it, will direct seed. The planter will not, in my opinion. There's no additional scripts in there to say that it will. So yeah, but yeah, obviously, if you're running precision farming, you do want to have direct seeding where possible. Now, obviously, I know myself, I tend to plough up fields if it states it needs to be ploughed. I take a bit of a damage, but I really don't care because, yeah, and to be honest, it's a tiny margin that you may or may not be affected. So it is what it is. But anyway, go watch DJ go on here. Yeah, he may have not realised there's actually two versions being released. Obviously, like I said, the planter version will direct seed. The from what I can see, the planter will not. So yeah, we'll check it out in just a sec when this reloads. But yeah, welcome in everybody. It is Wednesday once again. Do 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 do, and this is getting really, 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 really slow. He had one of each on his map. Okay. Well, yeah, I'm not going to watch DJ go ham at the minute because I'm streaming. But we are going to do a live test on the base game map. We're going to choose Elm Creek, deselect all that, and we're going to test it just to confirm whether or not it does or not. Now, these are down near the bottom. I will buy it. Right, so we need that. And I'll take the cedar and the planter. Don't need to worry about the other two at the minute. The only other thing I will grab... Obviously, I've been busy, so I haven't seen any videos on YouTube about this, so yeah. Obviously, I do trust you guys, but I want to know exactly before I use it whether I need to plough the field or not. Where the heck's Easy Dev tool gone? Easy Dev, there we go. Start, there we go. You finally unlocked the California for the. Oh, you're onto sturgeon grind now. Oh, you're gonna love that, Mr. Rusty. Now you really, really are. Oh yeah. But to be honest, if it doesn't, it's an easy edit to make it a direct drill. But yeah, I'm not really worried about that at the minute. But we are gonna check it out regardless. But how you doing there, Green Thumb Farmer? By the wise. Hopefully you're doing well, sir. Yeah, I've just had one of those days where I've just been here, there, and everywhere. Obviously, at the minute, I've been trying to sort out the car. Obviously, on the weekend, oh god. Obviously, I had the brakes replaced, brake pads, rear suspensions. I went online to try and get some new wiper blades that were meant to be delivered today, and yeah, the delivery company decided they're going to deliver it, or attempt to deliver it, about a mile away. It's like, what the heck? Hey, Pompey, how you doing? So, first things first, we're going to need a field to test this on. So, there's a nice canola field right there. So, let's grab it a little bit of money, 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 money. We're going to purchase this field. Let's just check. I want to really turn the seasonal growth off, isn't it? Like that. Crop destruction, might as well leave it all as it is apart from that. Right then, so in here, doing good. I'm just putting the finishing XML on your large bridge. Oh, nice! Cool! Is that going to be going on your Trello, or will that be saved for the next game? um, just asking for a friend. Only kidding. Right then, so I have no idea where the trailer is, so let's come into here. Easiest way of doing it. We'll grab the tractor. We'll just buy that. And then we'll buy one of the planters, because this is the main one that I'm particularly interested in. And I'm not worrying about the colour and all that, so we'll come into here. But yeah, I do like this. I would like to be able to use this a bit more. So, I don't know if I'm going to be using the slurry part of it, but you never know. Right, let's see if I can line this thing up properly without crashing. There we go. Simple. Oh, I like that. I like that. Okay. Now, obviously, we are getting the seed and fert, so we need some of that. So let's grab. We'll do a proper test of this. So, big bag of seed. Now this is what 16,000 litres. So I don't know exactly what the ratio is going to be. Whether it's going to be half and half on that. So we'll grab that one, and I believe, yeah, it's normal fert. So we'll buy a load of that as well. You want to save it? Ah, okay. Cool. Right. And to open up. Ooh, I like that. Okay, it's doing one, then the other. Ah, that's cool. Nice little animation on the tanks. This is where you need like the bulk fill mod. That would make life so much easier. Yes, look at it. It's probably going to be half and half. So 8 bags of fert, 8 bags of seed. Do, 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 do. But yeah, I do like it. Should be the last bag on that one. That's good. Right. Come over here. Oop. Crash into the bags. But that doesn't matter. I own it, so I don't mind denting it a little bit. Yeah, so 8,000 on each tank, that's fine. So that means it would be 16,000 just on the cedar side alone. But let's have a look. I think that would do fine for now. Don't want to waste too much time. Oh, tree. I love it. It's great fun. Alrighty. So you guys are saying this will direct seat, so lower it down, turn it on. I'm guessing that's all you need to do and then just drive, is it? Okay. Well, it looks like it's definitely working. Okay, I stand well, that's weird, isn't it? Because technically that should state in the shop the direct seeds, but that is very, very cool. I can confirm live right here that the planter will direct seed, even though it doesn't state it in the XML and stuff. Go figure. But yeah, very, very cool. I like it, I like it, I like it. Yeah, that is weird, because it should technically say up here that it'll direct seed. But that's fine, not a problem. But yeah, cool, 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 cool. I like it, I like it, I like it. And to be honest, that is going to be so much fun. It's going to be really interesting. I'm kind of curious. Okay, on a lot of fields, they're kind of very smooth, should we say. Look at how that goes up and down. That's cool. Obviously, a lot of fields are very smooth on like the smaller maps. Oops, helps if I turn it on. Now, how is it going to act on a field that isn't 100% flat? That's what I'm curious about. Yes, things like the bogs. And obviously I've got the 3 new fields that I'm currently planting at the minute. Obviously they're very uneven. Obviously that's where the Fort Knox was originally going to be, but obviously they've decided not to bring it in because it'd be a little bit too much work, set up all the doors and all that. Yeah, that is going to be very interesting to test out on there. But yeah, I can happily say that that is definitely direct seeding. Oh, that is so cool. And actually, I had a look on their website as well, guys. But yeah, the only other thing that's sort of curious is why wasn't there a fertilizing option added to this seed? Apart from that, obviously I went on the actual website, the company's website, and from what excuse me, what I can actually see is everything that's now been released is probably going to be it for this. I don't think there is any other attachments that go on this, so yeah. So obviously we now have a cedar version, we've got a planter, which both do direct drill. Obviously you got the sprayer version for your herbicide and fertilizer. Obviously you got the slurry attachment and obviously the combine attachment now. So that's 5 pieces, obviously plus the tractor. That is very, very cool. It's like, do you actually need any other equipment at all? But yeah, like it. Cool. Now, with that being said, let's crash this. I am happy with that. That's my something for my daughter. Ah, well. It's the start of her mock exams coming up, and obviously they sent over a timetable today. So that's very cool. I like it. So yeah, oh, I like it. I like it. I'm definitely going to be using that quite a bit. I think from now on. Um, I do have one field left that I can actually test it on. Thinking about it. Obviously, it's one of those three new ones. I've already done two, so I can do that third one. Now that is going to be the fun part. But anyway, while this is loading up, let me grab a drinky poos quickly. So, what have you guys been up to? Thinking about it. Here we go. Let's get this back in here, and while it's loading up, hopefully the black screen will disappear in just a sec. Come on, show the game. You know you want to. You had it a minute ago. Yeah, weird thing. Come on, come on. You can do it. There we go. Thank you very much. Yeah, so what you guys been up to thinking about it? I know Mr. T Miller's been roaming around. I've seen a few of the pictures of the places he's been and such. Kinda nice, actually. I'm kind of jealous, to be honest. The worst thing is whenever I'm going around, I'm sort of driving, so I don't get a chance to stop and take pictures of tractors and combines and stuff. So, but the worst thing is where I am, we don't really have um, sort of farming equipment dealerships around here, which is kind of a pain. So the only thing we get to see is obviously stuff on the road, tractors and combines. Actually, today thinking about it, ooh, yeah, I looked out the window after we got home this evening, and there was a really small John Deere tractor driving down the road. I thought, what the heck? And it looked, I'm not quite sure exactly what it was. It looked like a cultivator on the back, but in this area there's no field, so I'm thinking it may have been something like a rake or something on the back of it for the grass and that. It wasn't a mower, definitely know that, but it looked like chains or something on the back. It's weird. But yeah, they have John Deere's in the local council here. How rude. But yeah, let's see, Mr. Green Thumb Farmer's been back in Blender since Friday. Ooh. Obviously working on your bridge, aren't you, primarily? But yeah, cool. I know Mr. Dave has been doing a lot of Fishing Planet, and I know a lot of you guys actually seem to be enjoying it as well, who were able to purchase the Japanese Ocean DLC. Yeah, at me personally, I've just been doing farming and Fishing Planet on this side. Haven't really done anything else, really. It's terrible. Yeah, yesterday was complete washout. I don't know what the heck was going on in my head, but yeah, not good. Let's see, Mr. Vortex has started on a new map since breaking from Canyon Crossing, the new Australian map released on the Mod Hub 4X. Oh, see, now you're curious. What's that like? Let's have a little look. Yeah, unfortunately, I've got too much going on in here, so I'm not really looking at other maps, but New America? I found it New America. Ebony, Bali Springs. Oh, it's not in the mod hub. Oh, okay. That sounds like it maybe a like Kaz 64 sort of map or something like that. But yeah, I know Mr. Rusty Nell. He's been constantly doing Fishing Planet. So yeah, I've been doing Fishing Planet and bought Foundry. Oh, okay. You're getting into Foundry as well, you have to see Mr. MDC and all that playing it. I, I don't know what it is, but there's something about it just puts me off that game playing it. Maybe I just played too much Satisfactory and other games like that. Planet Craft. Actually, that's one I would love to actually get into is Planet Crafter. Obviously, I've got the game. My daughter spent, I don't know, a few hours in it and kind of given up on it, to be honest. And it just seems like it's a waste. So I think at some point I want to get in, maybe make a start on it, see what it's like. Because obviously I've seen other people playing it, but not played it myself. And I know what my daughter's like, she's terrible. Right, so let's get my hired helpers back up and running. So I'm still doing, obviously, the sugar beets down here. He's getting there. Maybe by the end of today, this will be finished. But I've literally been running Farming Simulator on one monitor, Fishing Planet on the other, just to get these fields finished off. Preferably by the end of today, because obviously we're going into the third part of October after today. So that means I'm going to give myself at least one in-game day to get, obviously, the oranges harvested. What was it? The orange, coffee, and the olives. They're the only other things left to get harvested on here. So yeah, I need to get in, do them in preferably the last day of the month. Let's see. So yeah, I've got this field here that I can test that little bugger out on. So let me move this. I am putting wheat in both of them. Actually, I might do... Ooh. This thing. Wheat. Probably barley or something. Something simple. But let's park this up out of the way. I parked it there just because the simple fact it does need refilling. There we go. Just pop that there for the minute. And... let's see, how are you doing? Okay, so you're finished, so you're fine and dandy. So don't need to worry about that. I can pop back later, get that sorted out. This dude was having a few issues earlier, so I went around the outside, so hopefully he should, fingers crossed, be okay now. With that being said, so let's come into here. Right, so I can't remember where everything is. I think it's under the large tractors for that piece, so we're going to grab one of you. I'm definitely going to add GPS. I'm not going to worry about any color changes on it, so we'll buy one of them. And we want the... I'm going to test it on the cedar part. So, now obviously the other thing is I've already gone through, ploughed it up, so it doesn't really matter. So buy that. Now I did want to see something. And that is... let's see. How this acts when it's driving. Because I know Dave had issues. To be honest, I haven't used it while it's attached to something. There we go. That's working, that's fine. There we go. It might be the wheel configuration, I don't know. Let's have a look. Do change drive direction. X, toggle wheel. Yeah, so obviously you do control Y to change the steering mode, so see if that makes any difference. Hey Benny B, how you doing, buddy? Alrighty. X. Let's see, so the map is by Hawks23 FS Mapper. Okay. And how are you finding the Vortex, by the way? Is it anything like a Dave map, or is it just lots of fields, a bit of production? Let's see. Yeah, because obviously this is just seed on its own. I'm on the wrong side. Typical. Oh no, I'm not. Am I? Oh, I guess not. Okay. Right. That's attached. X key. Oh. Make sure the tractor is selected. So X. We'll get that folded into transport position. Barley. There we go. I love that. That's cool. It's even got the little stand that comes down as well underneath. I noticed. Righty, let's see. Ba, 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 ba. You can't get into Fish Planet? No. Yeah, it's one of those things I suppose is definitely for the certain sort of person, I guess. Okay, so that is no longer allowing me to oh, what was it? Control Y? Let's see. It's a little bit wobbly, but it's not too bad compared to how Dave and I think it was Mr. Wheels had it. They were having a lot of issues. It may have just been the attachment that they had, but that looks fine to me. So let's close you. Obviously, I need to pop to the farm quickly, get this filled up, and then we'll head over to the field and get this thing working. There we go. Righty, let's see, let's see. I have also put 50 plus hours into Eden Craft demo. Yeah, a few people mentioned about that. I'm not sure personally. I don't think it's my sort of game really, but yeah. I'm very narrow on the sort of games that I like. Obviously farm sim primarily, yes. But I do like the odd building game and stuff like that. I've seen like Satisfactory, um, Astral Colony. Obviously that had a big huge update the other day, so be interesting to see how that's performing now. So yeah, dude, what was it? 3-year project. The guy who developed Astral Colony was working on a certain aspect of the game, and he finally got it sorted. Oh, just gotta be careful when you're going around some of these corners. Righty. But yeah, it would have been quite nice if this had also the option for the um, fertilizers to be added into it. Maybe something that'll be adjusted in the future update. I don't know yet. We'll see. I load it on faster. Yeah, I don't know. 41 isn't too bad, to be honest. And I was also trying to find a low loader long enough to fit that thing. I know that Hispano Modding have some really long trailers which would be quite good. But yeah, it's fine. I got all the time in the world, guys. It's fine. As long as I've got me guidance steering to keep me straight, I'm fine. Now obviously in real life, where the tires are, that wouldn't be planted. That I do know. Because obviously they then use that as like a tram line for harvesting and such. Come on, come on, come on. It's a little bit tight. Oh, actually it's not too bad. So yeah. But it's all good, it's all good, it's all good. Love it. Hey, Farming Trucker, by the way. How are you doing, buddy? How goes the fishing? Possibly. They might have done an update. I know I haven't updated this since... Oh, let's think. Oh, what part came out? There was the harvester. Yeah, I think it was only when the Solari attachment, I think it was, came out. They did an update. That's still, as far as I'm aware, that's still only the last one I've had for this. But it may be the attachment itself that could be causing it. Obviously, I think Dave and that were using the harvester part, maybe. Can't remember. I'm pretty sure this is not going to fit under there because of the cab. But we'll give it a try. We'll see if we... Oh, actually, I just had an idea. I wonder where the trigger is for loading this thing. Bang. Yep, thought so. Because obviously, this has multi-directional wheels, hasn't it? So if you really, really want... Oh, there we go. Yeah, so it's got a good trigger, so we'll fill that up. Do, 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 do. Give that a shot. Now, I'm sure I changed that to barley. Cool. There we go, there we go. Righty, let's get this guy over to the field and do some work. Technically I could try it on this field, but it's a little bit too flat, so it's probably not going to make much difference, so we'll take it to one that's going to be a bit of a test. Let's see, let's see. It's a few... okay. Let's see. Anyone playing City Skylines 2? I know T. Miller's into City Skylines. I'm not sure he's done City Skylines 2 yet. Possibly, actually. I think he might even... don't know. When's it been released? Has it been released yet? I don't know. Yeah, no, I've seen him doing City Skylines, but I don't think he's done 2 on his streams yet. Show me one that worked well. Okay. To be honest, a little edit to this. It could even go faster. But we're not going to go there. This should be fine. There's plenty of space there, yeah. Okay. Let's have a little look inside. Very simple. So now, one thing I would like in the next version of Farm Sim, and obviously this is just me, is more AI controls, or is it AI controls? Where you can manually open your door and stuff like that. I know there is mods out there that allow you to do it, but I would love that just be a base game thing where you have your tractor or your combine and you can open the door or open a sunroof, something like that. That would be cool. Or even like the back window here, just be able to open that up with... I know they had something similar as well in 19. Come on, Giants, come on, add that. It's realistic. Hey there, Mama Do, how you doing? Welcome in. We are just driving a self-propelled cedar to do some testing. uh, ba, 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 ba. You're doing good? Yeah, I'm not doing too bad. I am a little bit later than normal starting, but this is only a 2-hour stream because obviously I kind of switched them around. The other day, obviously Monday I did 3 hours. Today I'm doing the 2, and then Friday I'm doing 2 hours. Only because obviously the daughter had a doctor's appointment. But yeah, I am doing pretty good. I know compared to yesterday, I'm feeling a lot better. Oh my goodness, I had a major migraine yesterday. It was nasty. But one thing I do want to do at some point, probably going to be something left till November, is to actually go through my factories, see what needs topping up. I know most of them I've now got covered, but a few I'm still a bit short on that I haven't been able to get to. But that can wait for the moment. So there we go. There's a shout out for Mamadou, for Farm Trucker. We'll do one for everybody that's out there. T Miller 63. Oh, this is another thing as well. See, I did get these 2 fields harvested. that was something else I did myself as well. Obviously started off, well, it was actually the hired help, but I did go through and pick up the swath. So I've got the textile factory filled up quite nicely, a little bit left in the storage, which is cool. So I need to figure out what I want to put on there. Maybe cotton next year, I'm not sure yet, we'll have to wait and see. You're very, very welcome, guys. You're very, very welcome. And obviously, while I'll think about it, we'll give Mr. Dajnet a shout out as well. Hopefully, he will be going live later on today. Obviously, I know he's been doing a lot of Fishing Planet primarily, so I'm not sure if he's going to be carrying on with the Fishing Planet theme, as he is like was it the top English-speaking Fishing Planet streamer at the minute, so it's kind of cool. So yeah, if you're not following him, make sure to click on the link, give him a follow. But he may surprise you and do something completely different, like farming. Now, obviously, I did send him over the links in Discord for these two attachments because it is something that's been waited on for quite some time. And now that they're both known as direct seeders, it's cool. But yeah, if you're not following Farming Trucker, Mamadou, T-Miller, Dave, who else is out there? Oh, Green Thumb Farmer. Can't forget Mr. Green Thumb Farmer. I'll give you a shout out. Oh, Mr. Rusty Nail, of course. Can't forget Mr. Rusty Nail. Obviously, he's really getting into this streaming as well. He's doing pretty good, actually. Still a few things like sound he needs to sort out, but overall he is definitely getting there. He really, really is. I think that's most of you, if not everybody. But yeah, if you're not following any of those guys, make sure to click on their links and give them all a follow. Hey there, Nuts a Grumpy Dwarf. How are you doing, bud? How is Out of Ore doing for you? There you are. And there's one from Mr. Not So Grumpy Dwarf as well, who is an SGA member, by the way, guys, if you weren't aware. Obviously, he's been playing a lot of Out of War at the minute, so yeah. Good, mate. Yeah, I'm not doing too bad, thanks, today. Not too bad. To be honest, I am a little bit peed off about a delivery not turning up, but it is what it is. It'll get here soon. Yes. So we are going to check this little dude out. So I've got them already set to barley, so that's good. 16,000 litres should be more than enough. Obviously I will need to go through afterwards and obviously fertilise the field, so not a big issue. I can do that, it's fine. You've been doing some FS offline as well. Ooh. Nice. Now, are you playing PV Canyon Crossing, or have you gone over to the dark side and found another map? I'm only kidding. Here we go. Righty, so let's get this dude. Actually, that's one thing I do need to do with these fields is go through and get them rolled as well while I think about it. Right, so park you there. We'll get this unfolded. Then we can line it up a little bit better. Hey there, Cowboy Mikes. How you doing, buddy? How goes the fishing on your end, sir? I know you've been cranking it out on the Congo and really getting there. And let's give him Cowboy Mikes. I know he streams from time to time, believe it or not, but yeah, that's not bad. There we go. Make sure to click on their links and give them all a follow. I have PVCC and Buckland. I have heard of Buckland, but I've not really looked into it, so let's see. Right, so let's get this lowered down. And we'll turn you on. It's interesting that in the upper left corner it doesn't actually show being lowered, but Let's give it a go. Oh, this is weird. Right. Yeah, this is definitely where you need that mod that sort of shifts your view forward. But it's fine. So what I'll do is a quick headland going around the outside, maybe two. We'll see. I think one should be fine. And then we'll crack on. We'll pop back a little bit later on to see how it's doing. To be honest, this field is fairly flat, but that edge there, you can actually see where it rises up, could be a potential issue. Obviously, you want something that's a little bit more flexible, but I think it'll be alright. I have faith in it. uh, what is the magic carpet mod? I have no idea. I did see it. I've got a feeling that it's just another vehicle that you can jump on there, Carolyn, and maybe fly around instead of driving a vehicle. Or possibly like a helicopter or something, I don't know yet. It's nice and British, is it? Ah, okay. Yeah, Bucks. It sounds like it'd be up in Buckinghamshire or something like that area. But yeah, you're very, very welcome there, Cowboy Mike. You're very welcome. Yeah, I don't need a magic carpet. What is that you're doing? I'm seeding Cowboy Mikes. So this is the WSVS, so the wide system, what is it, wide spread vehicle system, is that it's called? Or Nexat is the real life company, I think it is. Obviously by Dogface and BDB SSB. Obviously today, the final, I believe, attachments were released. One's a cedar, which is what's on here, and then there's a planter version. It's very, very cool. They've both direct seed. We did test that literally about 20 minutes ago, roughly on the base game map, because what's really strange, and I'm going to show this one more time. So in here, obviously, you have your cedar category. Scroll across. You got it right here. This is the version that I've got attached. Obviously, in the top, it does show that no additional ploughing or cultivating is necessary, which basically means it's direct cedar. Now, if we come into the planter version, it doesn't have that at the top. But trust me, and everybody in chat who was screaming at me, this will direct seed as well. Oh, excuse me. But what is interesting is the planter version has the option for fertilizer as well, but the cedar version doesn't. It's kind of, well, how come one has it, one doesn't? So yeah, maybe it's something that was just missed or it's meant, but as far as I'm aware, according to their website, both parts, planter and cedar, should have vert tank options as well, from what I understand. But oh well. But yeah, this is kind of cool. I like this. But yeah, this actual thing has, if you haven't seen it before, obviously the cedar attachment and planter attachments were released today. There's also a fertilize slash herbicide attachment for it. There's a slurry attachment and a harvester attachment for this thing, which is very, very cool. So you can do everything in with one machine basically. Now then, that is going from there to there. It looks like it is, so should be fine. But yeah, the only thing that does worry, like I was saying, is obviously how it's going to act on uneven fields. So obviously this field and the next two along that way are definitely very uneven. So it'd be interesting to see how it reacts with the different heights and stuff over that little area. Obviously it's a 13-meter working width, so it's not bad. But while I think about it, let me come into here. So yeah, 13 meters. I'm gonna save that. Oops, house focus spell right. Cedar slash planter. And we'll make sure that that is selected right there. Coolio. So yeah, actually I think it's something maybe, is it, I think I'm pretty sure they're the same, but I think I might be wrong thinking about it, speed wise on these. Yeah, it's 15 kilometers on that and 16 on that. Yeah, this doesn't quite make sense. I would have thought they'd have, to be honest, I would have thought it'd been an all-in-one. Have the cedar and planter all in one. But it's me. But yeah, it's a cool real life system. There we go. Very, very cool. There we go. I don't mind that little slight overhang, it's fine. Yeah. I know in the base game you don't really have that, do you, on Unfortunate Vortex? But I think in the real life version on the website that I seen for Nexat, I'm pretty sure that it was all combined into one. So, yeah. Maybe it's just because the game physics or the game itself doesn't allow, technically on the mod hub, both in one. I have no idea. Do you know what the update is on Fishing Planet was about? I have no idea. The best place to go is Steam. Let's have a little peruse. I do see that there was one for me today. Okay, it's gone to the library. Let's have a little look. Now, normally they do have patch notes and stuff, don't they? All I'm seeing currently is a buttload of messages from this, that, and the other. Never mind, you found it? Oh, okay. Mostly bug fixes. Oh, there it is. So, small update patch notes for patch notes 5.0.2. Yep, mostly bug fixes. Obviously, that's right at the top of the discussion thing there. So, yep, make sure to check it out. Oh, and by the way, obviously, I mentioned on Monday that I was doing some fishing on, I think it was Salinge River and Fishing Planet. Obviously, at that time, I'd got some markers from another player. I'm not going to say who. Um, Obviously, I think the markers themselves were about 108, 109 kilo fish. Obviously, I went in the first time I fished both spots. I beat both of the scores. I ended up one with 112, the other was like 113. So I was very pleased with myself. Last night, yeah, there we go. So that is the issue I was thinking it would probably have. Yeah, it's going to have issues hitting every spot, I think. Obviously that is turned on, it's dropped down, and yeah, it's missing pieces. So yeah, if you're going to use it, you're going to need to definitely be on very flat, or as flat as possible, terrain or your field. So yeah, bear that one in mind. That's totally missing that. But that's what I guess was going to happen, to be honest. Up. Come on. Home. There we are. Sorry, I had fish and chips earlier, and now it's just burp, 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 burp. It's not good. But yeah, anyway, back to Fishing Planet, just very, very briefly. Obviously, I went in last night after my migraine had gone. I only did maybe an hour or so, and where I think I previously had, I think it was £113 Siberian taimen, which is a salmon basically. Last night I went in again, same spots, and where I had the 113, I ended up catching £127.5 for uni version. I thought, yes! I don't know how big they get on there, but I was very happy with that. That's for darn sure. And if anyone didn't see it, it's actually up in the Fishing Planet Catch of the Day channel over the SGA Discord. I thought, why not post it? I'm happy with that. So yeah. uh, so yeah, I'm going to be focused. Actually, one thing I am trying to do as well now is looking into trying to complete some of the missions on each of the riverways. So I think, because obviously one of the things I noticed is Rusty Nail. Obviously, he's currently just, well, moving on from um, Emerald, which is all the walleye. And I'm sure he's, obviously, I think he's done like a mission where there's like a monster walleye or something like that on there, or a monster pike, I think it is actually. I don't remember doing that, so I'm going to have to go back through a lot of the earlier riverways and ponds and stuff, and actually go through all these different challenges and yeah. Because the nice thing is, if you are just starting out, one thing I would recommend is doing those challenges and stuff like that on each of the riverways, because it will give you additional baits, equipment, lures, stuff like that that can help you later on in the game. So yeah, just don't go in, do a little bit of fishing, and then bugger off. Go into the missions, do some of those missions, and yeah, it will save you so much time later on. Oh, but yeah, I got a feeling that this thing is, yeah, see, it's missing more, so that is a shame. It's not quite flexing enough to hit the ground, but I'm pretty sure on most of the fields that are pre-made, you should be fine with this thing. Dang. But that's a good little test, just going around the outside. It does show where the dimples and stuff, and obviously the worst thing is most of the bumps and stuff from this is probably me, to be honest, from where I did the landscaping this stuff over here, but that is fine. There we go. Yeah, I'll carry on using that planter over there, down here then, because it does flex that little bit easier. There we go. And I can use this then up at the main farm. But that's fine, that's fine, that's fine. I do have to come through and empty this dude. That's fine, not a worries. But yes, that's one of my little things I want to do, is actually go back onto those earlier lakes and that, and actually do those missions. Not necessarily the masterings though, I'm not sure about them yet, because it does take a while. But yeah, I did make a little start earlier today on the syringe challenges there. Oh, I've got about 2 more fish on the first part to catch. I know where they are, but let's try to find them. There we go. It is what it is. So yeah, I'm thinking probably maybe next week I might actually do a Fishing Planet stream, maybe on Wednesday. Obviously, I'm not as high up as Dave and that, and so yeah, don't expect the ocean, that's for sure. There we go. Right, so you're fine for the minute. I am going to be working on that over the winter period. Let's see how Mr. Combine did, because that was the other thing I wanted to get sorted out at least today. But yeah, I can go through now, and I might have to just go over the top of that make sure it's fertilized as well. So yeah. So field 9, if you didn't see it the other days, I'm actually dividing it up into equal sizes. Each section will have a different crop in it. I'm not going to worry too much about things like grass, um, clover, alfalfa, but it's primarily going to be everything else. Then in between each line, there's going to be an orchard tree row planted there. So at the minute, I currently have wheat, barley, canola, flax, and mustard planted in these first 5. Obviously, I've still got to go through the rest next year. But yeah, this is my little agroforestry area. Each row is round about 4 combine header widths. Then there's 1 header width in between. So yeah, this is my little project. I've been wanting to do something like this for a while. And it's only really now where I've got a fair amount of money. Obviously, as you can see, I've got 43 million still in my bank. I could quite easily make a ton more of that just by selling some more stuff. But obviously, with the trees, it's going to cost a heck of a lot, I think, to place them down in between each line. And from what I remember, it's going to be between 22 to 24 rows along here. So, yeah, it's going to be very, very interesting when it comes to springtime and seeing the different colours and all the trees in here, maybe summer. So yeah, I'm kind of looking at maple trees to start off with, maybe apples, pears, stuff like that in between. I'm not really thinking highly of like the bananas, the hotter weather type stuff, but yeah, we'll see how it goes. But that's what I'm slowly working on. It takes a little while to do all these because obviously you go through, obviously if you're not quite lined correctly, you do sort of drift off to one side or the other, so you're having to go back through with the plough and obviously um, placing down the meadow grass as well. It's a big project, to be honest. But yeah, just doing that took me about 3, 4 in-game days, and obviously I still haven't quite got all the meadow grass down. So things like this, for example, obviously I need to go through with the meadow grass. Obviously I've got to come up with a plough just to tidy up the edges and make sure that they're the same width all the way through. Hence why I've got my combine here, because I'm actually going back through, because where I had originally marked the rows, they're slightly off. They're ever so slightly off. It's terrible. So yeah, I ended up just grabbing the combine. I've already sorted those ones out. They're fine. But yeah, from here onwards, I need to make sure that they're correct width-wise. But yeah, it's going to be quite an interesting one. The only other thing I was thinking, and I'm not quite sure whether I'm going to do it yet, but the tree line that's just coming into view there, with all those, I think it's, I can't even think of what they are. This line here, I'm kind of considering at the minute removing it and then going all the way around the outside with spruces. Actually, plant some nice new baby spruces and just go around the outside. Excuse me. But leaving enough room where I can turn around. So yeah, it's definitely gonna be a fun thing. Now the only thing I'm not quite sure is how far along I will need to go. Whether I'm going to be slightly short or slightly need to add a little bit more. We'll find out once I get to the end here anyway, just to get that last row in. I'm thinking I've got it lined just about right. So yeah, that's a working project anyway. Right, you're fine for the minute. You're fine. You finished doing your collecting, so obviously that's not been delivered yet. The last little bit of hemp. Let's go get that popped away. Actually, see if it needs topped up in the CBD factory first of all. Then we'll get in on that other field. Oh yeah, got to check the combine that was doing the sunflower. That's the last few fields that need doing. But yeah, I can get in, do that other field myself. So I went through. I did check my animals earlier as well. I topped up the pigs; they're now fine. The cows were sorted out the other day. So I think overall for my animals and that, they will be fine for the rest of this in-game month. So the only thing I've got left to focus on is then obviously the vineyards and the oranges. Get them harvested. Pretty sure this is filled up. Let's just double check. Yep, thought so. Cool, that can be popped away. It's actually quite funny. Somebody was actually watching my stream on YouTube from Monday, and if you're out there, thank you very much, by the way. um, Obviously, where I was showing off the steel factory and obviously the gold spawning, I don't think a lot of people realised that that had been a thing with the bigger steel factory. But yes, if you weren't aware, you can spawn gold bars from the steel factory, guys. It is a thing. And once I've done this off, I'll go over there and I'll actually show you, if you weren't aware. Obviously there is a trigger just for the gold flakes to go in if you're doing it manually. I know most people probably have things set to distribute like me. But for those few who are still manually transporting the gold flakes, obviously there is a trigger for them to go into, which is at the back building, which we'll show you in just a minute. And obviously they spawn out on the side there. But this is not. I've got so many projects ongoing on here. It's terrible at the minute. Obviously the other thing as well at the minute, I am going through a lot of these roads and I'm repainting them gravel. The nice thing is you can, like I've said before, you can use the base game hired helpers to transport your goods as well, guys. Primarily I'm still using auto drive, but for the harvesters, once I figured everything out properly, I'm hoping that it'll work a little bit better and be better on the frame rates, because then I can start maybe removing a lot of the tracks and the routes that I've already set up. But we will see. It'd be kind of nice if Mr. X-Man was able to go through and update his bulk storage so it had premium stuff in there as well. Then again, I could probably do it myself, and yeah. So then I could have silos all the same. But oh well, it is what it is. Got two sugar canes there. Got potatoes, sugar beets carrots, carrots. There's a green thumb farmers ones there with the red beets and parsnips. Heck, I might just replace them with the green thumb farmer ones at some point. To be honest, I do like those domed storages. I don't know why. They do look a little bit better. Righty. Let's go show you the steel mill. Now I know some of you guys haven't seen all the factories built yet. I don't think Mama do seen the steel factory until Mr. Grits fan showed it off yesterday in his stream. I was lurking for a little while he was showing off his little save game. Obviously he's working on getting the concrete factory up, the steel factory done. I think it was the concrete factory actually, because she's working on that, building that at the minute, and she hasn't actually seen it fully built. But it's kind of weird because you think, okay, you're just going past it normally, but you don't think about showing some of these factories off. Obviously, for most people, you're just seeing a blank space. So, with that being said, I'm going to do a little flyover of the central area. Now remember guys, some of these factories can be placed down wherever you want them to be. They don't have to be situated where they've put them originally. Obviously, I've left a lot of mine where they originally were, so bear that in mind. Now, things like PMS, which is over there, Alcoa, the refinery, they have to be where they are. You cannot replace them if you sell them, if you can even sell them, that is. To bear that in mind, because obviously have it, for example, Alcoa has extended triggers out on the waterways. Same with the refinery. Obviously PMS. The reason that's not replaceable if you get rid of it is because obviously the below area is below the map basically, in essence. And it's very tricky to get the landscaping correct once it's placed. It's a bit of a nightmare. But if you, for those who haven't seen the central area, so below us here is Sam Adams, which is obviously the brewery, fully built. Obviously you got the lovely silos there, which are pumping away nicely. Obviously this is the unloading area here. There is a little bit in here for a few of the pallet products to be unloaded into, and then obviously you're going to be picking up, if you're doing it manually, from these 5 spots along here that have the little markers. Now obviously one thing to bear in mind is there is a lot of palette visuals on the dock here, so things may get a little bit jittery around here if you're storing up. Obviously going on to the steel factory, obviously 3 primary buildings plus the silo at the back there, quite nice. Obviously this is your unloading for your materials primarily. This is where you're going to be picking them all up. Obviously I've got the little nail pipe there as well. Now with regards to gold, I'm trying to think of what it was. Is it bauxite? If I remember rightly, will be going into this trigger here, not the ones on the side. As well as I think it's packaging as well. Can go into that one as well as the booster, and then obviously gold will spawn out here. Everything else over there. So yeah. Also, you do have as well with this one is trash. So if you wanted to pick it up manually, it will spawn over here. Just so you guys are aware. Hey KW, how you doing? So you don't have to have the PMS building. It's entirely up to you, Carolyn. Obviously PMS is a good one for getting your booster products, or your master booster products, should say, for your factories. But yeah, it's not actually needed. Obviously, if you've got trash, you could send it to the landfill, for example, just to be sold off or turned into more power. So it's literally up to you, but it will produce the master booster. So your heck, what is it? Your cartons, jars, stuff like that. Hey Kushi, how you doing? Obviously, I've got it because obviously I wanted the faster productions and stuff. So yeah, dang right. But yeah, if you don't want it, you don't have to use it. But yeah, just so you are aware, if you do sell it or you deactivate the mod, you will not be able to get it back without a little bit of XML editing. Same with the rest of these guys. So moving on, obviously we do have the concrete factory, which is now built. Actually, if I come down a bit, it might be better for you. Obviously, you've got 2 primary buildings on the left, 1 on the right. Obviously, the right building here is where you're going to be unloading your water, your sand, your gravel, your coal, and your limestone. Now, with the gravel, you can substitute it as well, just so you are aware, if you weren't aware, with clean fill. So with your gold masters, you get clean fill as a byproduct. You can actually use that instead of gravel if you wanted to. So remember that one, guys. It does help. So if you got your gravel gold masters on distribute, you could actually send it straight to this big concrete factory. Obviously, it was like that in 19. Actually, I do need to get some coal down here. It's terrible. It was like that in 19, and obviously we added it again in 22. Coming around the other side of this building here, we do have the sack unload area for your master booster for the factory. And then pallets will be spawning inside of this building here. So if I come on down, we do have the display added back in as well. Now on the outside here, if you're manually transporting trash, you can set it to spawn and they will spawn out in between both of these bins. I thought I'd try and make it semi-easy for you to realise where it is. So it's going to be literally in between these two for spawning. Or you can just set it to distribute and it'll go over to PMS or wherever. Oh, okay. Oh yeah, because I cleared this out the other day and didn't reactivate them. But yeah. Obviously inside here is where your spawn area is. Now it should spawn the front first and then the rear one, to make life that little bit easier to load things like the Hispano modding containers. And also what I did do, because obviously a lot of you guys are using the wider trailers, is the doorway itself has been increased either side, so you can drive through quite easily now. And if I remember rightly, I've also removed some of the collision on the top, this bottom row here, either side. So yeah, make life a little bit easier. So yeah, that is primarily those central 3 factories. So you got Sam Adams at the far end, the steel factory, and then the concrete factory, all built for those who haven't seen it before. Obviously coming around, we do have obviously the fuel station, which is a storage. Obviously Barrel Logistics coming across. Obviously I've got my brick factory here, plus my Shell fuel station right next to the bank. Then behind that is obviously the Pepsi factory, and if you haven't seen that built yet, obviously I've added in the fencing, the trees around, but you could leave it quite bare if you wanted to. But yeah, it's a simple little thing. Obviously you got your triggers on the left hand side for your water, your pallets, your orchard products, your sugar, and then obviously over here is where your pallets will spawn. There's no trash in this one, so I thought I'd keep it simple for you guys. Well, yeah, nice and simple. And who knows, maybe next in-game year, some of these will be getting a facelift. So, yeah, like it. Apart from that, the only other one that you probably haven't seen fully built yet, unless you've got it, is the Kellogg's factory. Obviously, coming around here, also got the Aurora Textiles there, got the CBD factory. Nice one for making a little bit extra money, that one. Obviously, yeah, so this one here is the Kellogg's factory. This is another buildable. Obviously, when you place it down, you'll just have 2 fences either side, and then a bit in the middle, I believe it is, for unloading your products. To build it, obviously, your unload areas are going to be the 3 triggers right there, depending on what you're putting in. Will depend which trigger you go to. And then over here, at the far bay here, is where your pallets will spawn out onto the dock. Very simple, but pretty nifty little thing. Just out of curiosity, have I got anything being produced or not being produced in here? Oh, I need to get some corn over here. Oh, fiddlesticks. I knew there was somewhere else I needed. For cornflakes. But yeah, there you go, guys. That's a little brief look at those central buildings that you haven't seen. And obviously I've got McCain's down there as well, but that's pre-built. And remember, if you do struggle getting around it, you can remove the fence as well. Obviously over here by the little silo, I added a little box in that allows you to hide the fence. Just walk up to it, get in. Oh, maybe because I'm in flight mode it won't show, but let me turn this off. And I'll turn that off. Yeah, just walk up to this. Obviously you can see in the F1 menu there, top one is hide fence, which is the left mouse button. So if I turn around, the left mouse button will actually remove all of the fence all the way around. So technically you could just leave it down and put your own fence in. Heartland bread I've still got in the same place, Carolyn. But yeah, if you find it a little bit tricky getting around, drop the fence down, put it back up afterwards if you want to. Obviously I like the look of how it is. It's well stocked. But yeah, Heartland bread. I'll come down here. Obviously I've got most of them in the same place. And we're saving. So down in the southwest area by field 26 and 27 is where it was originally for Heartland bread. I've left it there. Same with the Dole factory and most of the others. So for example, the Dole factory, actually let me go back into, I might as well show them all off as they're all built on here for you guys. So we'll come on up. So the Dole factory, if you haven't seen it before, 3 simple buildings, obviously unloading on the right hand side here. Obviously there is storage, pallet visuals and stuff there for you guys to see what's in there. And then obviously each of these docks or loading zones is where your pallets will be spawning. Now they should spawn out double stacked 2 rows, if I remember correctly. It might be actually just 1 row because there's a lot of products in here. But yeah, it's kind of cool. Obviously this is a buildable. This part takes the longest because each brick will come in one by one and takes a heck of a long time. Coming down here on the right hand side we have Heartland bread in its original position. I haven't moved it or nothing. What am I missing? Cakes and poppy seed cake. Okay. I'm probably missing poppy seeds or something like that for that, I don't know. But yeah, if you haven't seen it built, this is quite a long one. But once again, these both could be repositioned if you wanted to. So I know Dave, he's got his up near the centre of the map where the sawmill is. Yeah, and I made a bit of an oops. I unloaded some yeast onto the ground, and there we go. There's another spawn area for you guys, for your seasonal items, right outside Heartland bread. I need to come through and pick some of these up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Nice. Obviously coming down, I did obviously remove like the tier 2 sugar factory. What else was down here? I think it was the textile factory as well. The small tier 2 one. They're now gone. Obviously I've got in here the government building, the police station. I've actually doubled up on the school, the PV school. As you can just about see there. Peeping through is a second school just to get an additional like morale and support, and it's still not enough. It's terrible. It really, really is. This is one that I could technically go. This is this small cereal factory. Never really used it. Never even bought the land actually, to be honest. I ended up getting Kellogg's and going with that. Obviously got the church by Mr. I think it was Winston that did that one. Very cool. But yeah, everything else has been pretty much in the same place. Obviously we've got the glass factory here. And obviously copper by design is down the end here. Obviously this is another one that could technically be placed anywhere. If you really wanted to. I think about it now, I would have probably had this and Dell, the electric factory, side by side. Because obviously they're the same building, obviously just retextured for different things. I would have loved to see the 2 of them together, I think. But yeah, coming on inside, it's a simple little setup this, down the middle here. At the far end is where you unload all your products. I've run out of space on most things. Interesting. And then obviously spawning and picking up your pallets is going to be around here. Obviously all of this is just pallet visuals to show you've got stuff in stock. But yeah, you got an individual spawn area for each product, as well as a display to show how much you've got. So I'm full on that. I'm full on that. Yeah, full on that as well. And according to this coil, where's the wire? 1, 2, 3. Why does that say wire is Uh, it is what it is. One of these is having a funny 5 minutes, but yep, all good, all good, all good. 1, 2, 3, 4. Did I rename? Did I name one wrong? Thread. Nope. Tubing's there. Oh, wire right there. Okay, yeah, so it's slightly low, so it's still producing. Could be that it's gone over to Dell or something for that. But yeah, so that's this area. To be honest, I've taken out more around here than I've put back into it. It's just one of those areas. Yeah, I don't know what to do with. Obviously, I do have in the center here. I've got the solo factory. I've got craft up here. By the sawmill, I now have obviously the new pallet factory placed. I've got Green Thumb Farmers Manufacturing Factory there. It's huge. It's really huge. And then coming up the top here, obviously this is where the flour and the oil factory used to be. Obviously I've got put the premium productions now up here. But coming on down, oh, go up. Yeah, so this is another area I've been taking a lot of stuff out. But what I would like to do is maybe extend these apartments out a little bit. But coming down, other buildables. Also, we've got a Heinz factory here. If you haven't seen that before, it's a simple setup. Unload at the front, and then you actually have to reverse in or drive in and pick up the product from inside. How you doing there, the Vink? But you can't decide to leave it where it is or move it, since my animals will be on the end. Alright, yeah. Yeah. It's a tricky one. It really, really is. But there is plenty of area around for you guys to make it your own. As you see from me, for example. Obviously, yeah, okay, I've been taking some stuff out. Trying to think of things to go in place of some of the stuff. But things like trees. Just removing the original trees that are in here, replacing them with spruces. Certainly gives it a different feel, I found, for me anyway. But anyway, coming across, obviously we've got the vodka factory fully built and up and running again. I did get potatoes in here. I totally forgot. I keep forgetting all about Smirnoff vodka up here and adding potatoes to it. I finally remembered the other day. So that's up and built and up and running. Nice little one. Tricky to get around with a big truck and trailer, I will say that. But once you've done it a few times, you kind of get the right angle, so you'll be fine. Obviously, that's in the original position. Same with Heinz. Same with Wolfie's. Obviously, Wolfie's is a very simple one. The only thing that really takes the longest to build is obviously the restaurant part of the build. The other 2 or 3 are actual fully built, as it were. Obviously, unloading wise, you got one trigger to unload into, which is that one right there. Simple and easy. Potato vodka, exactly. And then obviously you got 5 products coming out of this, one on each of the different triggers. So yeah, depending on what it is. Now one thing I did do, and hopefully it does help out a bit. Obviously, if you're storing up your pizzas and your other products, obviously there's palette visuals actually inside the building here. I did go through, and I'm hoping it's going to show. Yeah, you can see I did add in the occluder mesh as well, so hopefully whatever's inside there technically shouldn't render in on the map very easy until you actually go into the actual building it or into the area itself. It was kind of a little tested to see if it would or not, and it looks like it might have shifted a little bit. But yeah, it's definitely a lot of work, some of this stuff. So going on from there, obviously this area, for most of you guys just starting out, will have buildings that can be demolished. Obviously I've removed, what, 3/4 of them so far? I've got a couple at the end there. I could remove, but at the minute I'm going to leave it. So coming up, obviously we've got planters, peanuts, which is a buildable that you can place down yourself. The only thing that does bug me about this one is I placed it over the road a little bit too much. I think I wish I'd taken it back a little fraction, kind of like this one. Obviously this is the Domino's sugar on this side, as you can see from the sign. Both of these are buildables. Yep, it is what it is. Unfortunately, I may go through and try and scoot it back a bit at some point. You never know. And then obviously coming up here is obviously my flower factory. So yeah, that's most of it. Obviously that's not buildable. Then the last area that I can show you guys is over here. Obviously I've taken out some of the buildings that were up here, replaced them as well. So trying to remember early game, I think up here we had the original dairy extended. I think the carpenters and stuff were up here as well. Obviously they've gone. I've put board and dairy up here. And just in case anybody was wondering, yes, it does work, the goat milk in here as well. Obviously next to that I've put down the Wickles pickles. So coming on down, obviously that's just pre-built. But yeah, got Ken's. I know a lot of people may not be gotten to Ken's yet. But yep, it's exactly the same looking building as Heinz. Obviously it's just been reskinned, different colour and stuff like that, different products, but the same principle. Obviously you unload at the front, and it's kind of weird how half of that isn't showing. And then obviously you got to drive inside to pick the stuff up. So just bear that in mind. You may need a flatbed or something to get it. Now coming on down, we come to Frito-Lay, which is another buildable. Now this is a very simple buildable, but I kind of like it. Obviously in 19 they had a lot more silos. Thanks to Mr. obviously Shy Wizard, he went through and redid the silo itself, so it looks a little bit better. Same with the pipe work, which is kind of cool. Obviously this is your one and only unload area, and then you pick up area if you wanted to spawn them out is right there. Let's see, we've got drill factory, that's pre-built, so you've already seen that. Campbell's is a lovely building, huge but lovely. Obviously if you haven't seen that before, it's very impressive. I do like it. Obviously in the inside you got the two primary production areas where your soups get made. Obviously unloading wise is going to be on the right hand side, and then your pallet should spawn on the left hand trigger there. So yeah, it's kind of cool. Obviously a new display was added to that for some new products and such. Obviously that's Green Thumb Farmer's apartment block. Obviously you can get that on his Trello if you're not. And just don't do what I did and make sure that it's fully built before you place things in here. I put a spruce down before I even realised that there was a little fountain in there. Still haven't got rid of it. It's like a stupid reminder. Coming on, obviously we've got Cargill now built. Actually I've got all of them built, so yeah, it is what it is. Obviously this is where you get your feed for your animal. If you're later game and you want to really pump it out, it does help, that's for sure. Obviously you can get products on both sides, but unloading wise you have one trigger to go in right there, and then obviously on the inside you can spawn out the pallets in front of each of these little bays. You can just see through the window there. But obviously what we've also done is added each of the products to the bulk to the typical categories and stuff, the bulk category, and depending on which side you're on, you got the two little silos here. You can actually take the products out. So TMR, I think it is on one side. All the other animal feeds is on the other side. So you can drive in with a tipper and take the whole lot out. Obviously coming along, we've got the Dell Electronics. Same as 19, slightly different because obviously the little bits on the side here don't really work anymore. But it is what it is. And obviously same thing again. Obviously you got the one trigger in the middle to unload with, and then you pick up in this door area here. once again, you do have to reverse into that one when picking up products. Apart from that, also we've got the new PV Canyon Crossing oil here. Also repurposed from 19. I think it was the glass factory in 19. Obviously, yeah, I like how it turned out. The blue and all that. But yeah, if we're going to use this again next year, it's probably going to have a more generic name, maybe just um, oil factory or something. I don't know. But yeah, that's it. So if you haven't seen all of these buildings actually built, that's pretty much all of them, including Greenthumb Farmers' large apartment block. Actually, one thing I can say as well, he does have a nice little pack there that has different size buildings there. Obviously, you got one with the 3 apartment blocks there. He also does an individual one. So obviously here I've got one of the 3 there, plus 2 of the singles, which I kind of like how I've set this up. I still need to finish this area off as well. I want to add more trees in, some decorations, maybe some car parking, stuff like that. But I'll get there. Lots of little projects that need to be finished off. And one other thing as well, if you are going to be replacing buildings here, one thing to remember is at the back here, there is another seasonal spawn trigger up in the air up there somewhere. I know some people have actually put down a building here and they've ended up having some of this stuff actually spawning inside of the building. So bear that one in mind. Obviously I was lucky I knew it was here already, so I was able to offset it a bit. But yeah, it's going to be fun getting hold of those inside of a building. So yeah, it is what it is. But that's all of that. But let's get back to work. Where were we? Where were we? Where were we? Obviously, I need to do that field in a minute. Obviously, we're taking that truck. Oh, there he is. So yeah, fun and games. So there's a lot of work to be done on the map, that's for sure. If you get bored at any time, it's like who are you kidding? You're doing it. You're playing it completely wrong. And the nice thing is you can make it exactly how you want it to be. Like I said, you don't have to keep all of the factories where they are. You can actually move them around. Like for example, this big area here with Mr. Dave, for example, he's putting a lot of his factories up here. The flour factory is a buildable. Heartland bread is, yes. No, the oh heck, flour factory. No, it's pre-built. The flour factory, yeah, is pre-built. So solid metal or solid gold, whatever it's called. The one that I've currently got is a tier 4 flour factory right there. So the best way to see whether or not it's a buildable, if you're not sure when you're placing them down, obviously have a look on the map first of all. If it's one that isn't placed down like this, for example, have a look at it. Now what you will see with the buildable version is a fence going around the outside with a display. So, for example, Heartland Bread, which is buildable, you can actually see around it that there is that fence there and obviously a display. So that's how to determine which ones are buildables, which ones are not. So if it's a buildable, it will have the fence and the display. If it's not, you'll be able to place it down straight away. So yeah, the flour factory, which is tier 4, is pre-built. I thought it'd be the easiest way of doing it, really. And to be honest, I kind of like this over the base game stuff. But yeah, most of them are buildables. Obviously, the PV Canyon Crossing Oils is pre-built. Obviously, the pallet factory, the new one there is pre-built. The Solo, that's a buildable. That's another one. Obviously, all around the back here, you have the display. So there is some work for that one. The steel factory is buildable. Textile is pre-built. The reason that it was never made into a buildable, and this is actually kind of on me, kind of on the model itself. On the inside of one of these doors, there is a little machine, that little green one right there. When I converted it over from 19, it caused me nothing but problems. It wasn't until a lot later on we found out what was causing the issue, and thanks to Green Thumb Farmer, he was able to fix it. So technically this could be turned into a buildable again, but for now it's pre-built for you to enjoy. Gives you a little something extra, so yeah, less to worry about. But yeah, that's the easiest way to define CBD factory, for example, right here, pre-built. Thought I'd keep it nice and simple for you. That could have been made a buildable, but no, I couldn't be bothered going through all of that. Oh, I'm not kidding, but yeah. What would be nice is that you have the basic factories, and then those that upgrade with the deliveries. Yeah. Maybe at some point I will place them back down once I've finished my little projects. Oh, went right past where I was meant to go. Actually, I suppose, because obviously I've got all the factories down now, I could go in and fill in some of those little gaps, like up north and down by Heartland Breads and stuff. Let's pop you there, because one thing I'm probably going to end up doing, let me come down here a sec, is if I can move, come on, there we go. I'll probably end up removing these houses, because to be honest, those apartment blocks are definitely pumping out more than enough. So what I could do is put down like the tier 2 productions maybe here, or even like this tier 1 productions, for example, to show them off. Good thinking, Mr. Benny. To show them off, basically. That is an idea. So, let's see. Yeah, because I could have, like, let's say, the tier 1 stuff there. And then maybe the tier 2 in some of the... Oh, crap. Let's come over here. And then filling in some of these gaps here with the tier 2 stuff. It's an idea. Possible. Maybe. We will see. Because obviously I've got a lot of grass area here. So I could make up a nice little area just for the tier 2 stuff. Obviously not have them active, but I could have them placed down eventually. Make a nice little industrial area, baby. Maybe something to add into. I'm going to make a note of that actually. Too much stuff to do that's not fair. Stop doing that to me. Look into a tier 1 and tier 2 production areas. Now, obviously, on my YouTube, there is a small video for anybody who's just starting out on the map, by the way, to give you an idea of what you could technically use from the tier 1 productions to start off with all the starter fields. Obviously, it's mainly focusing on what's on this central farm, but have a look at what you are, if you are just starting out, look at what fields you have around you that you start off with, depending on where you started, and look at the small productions that way and utilize them because they will make you some extra money on the side thing. Okay, I know when I first started, if you actually watch some of my early PV Canyon Crossing streams, I had the loom, the oven, the small flour mill, the sugar production all down producing stuff for the first, what, in-game, I don't know, maybe the first in-game year, maybe? So yeah, it's definitely worthwhile taking those crops rather than just selling the crops. Put them into production. If you've got enough to take a loan out, maybe go for the tier 2 stuff if you don't want to wait for the tier 1 stuff. But yeah, there's lots and lots of options, that's for sure. Get you unloaded quickly. Don't know if you're going to fill me fully, but it'd be quite nice if you did. Oh, not quite, not quite. Okay. Come back to him in a minute and see if we can get this trailer filled up. All right, yeah. Yeah, that at the minute is not able to be added in from what I understand with the revamp mod. But yeah, it would be quite nice. I know Braven, who created the revamp mod, was gonna look into a almost like an add-on or an upgrade option for the productions, but he never got around to do it, mainly due to real life things, unfortunately. So in essence, what you could have had is, say, for example, the oven. If you had that down, what you could do then is add in a second oven next to it. So have like one big clear area where you added in additional ovens, which then added in a different product or a different type of bread or something like that. Yeah, unfortunately that was never added in. It's a shame because that would have been a really cool idea. I do agree, but yeah, I never added it in, and yeah, we could never get it going. Otherwise, we would have had basically upgradable factories. Right, let's go get this topped up, and then I'll get this field sorted out. But who knows what if and when we get the next farm sim, if they'll have that sort of option. You never know. Excuse me. Excuse me. What are you doing, you silly planter? Hello? That's kind of crazy. That is very, very crazy. But yeah, that would be kind of cool. Obviously, it'd be like a more of a customizable factory. You can add in which line you want first. So if you've got like so wheat and barley, for example, you could add in just the wheat and the barley lines, and then say you get some corn, you could skip, for example, I don't know what the alt line, and just add in the corn next, and so on. Yeah, that'd be really kind of cool. But yeah, it was never going to be, unfortunately. But yeah, you never know what the next farm sim will have. You never know. You may actually. That was one thing I wanted. Smuckers for to try it out on that. I actually got the building from 19 converted over, but I wanted it to be set up exactly that way because that's kind of like how it was in 19, where you unlocked each of the different lines, which was kind of cool. You added in products to unlock it, and then you could actually use and produce that sort of stuff. But yeah, it was never added, unfortunately. Oh, it is. It's what it is, and I doubt it by now. I doubt it will ever come out. But if we get a revamp or something similar in 19 or the next farm sim, I hope they do add something similar to that. Oh, was it you caused an issue with it? Oh, weird. Well, that connection's a little bit weird. Yeah, that little drawbar is kind of cool. It does help when turning. I will say that, like I mentioned the other day. But it's kind of the connection itself is a little bit weird. There we go. I do like the concept of it, the Vink. Um, Now, obviously, from testing it earlier, obviously you've got the new cedar and planter attachments now released. One thing I will say is if you're going to use those cedar and planter attachments, try and utilize them on fairly level fields. Now, primarily, most of the fields should be okay to use it, but ones that are very uneven, it will miss bits. So bear that in mind. So if you're using a hard helper, maybe keep a very close eye on it. But yeah, I am going to be using it myself a lot more around the map now that the cedar part's actually out, because that's what I was really waiting for. But yeah, obviously I did a little test earlier. I'm not sure if you were here at the time on that field I was literally at a minute ago, where it's parked next to. Um, and yeah, where obviously it's going up and down, left and right, it's very uneven, and it's missing a lot of pieces. So yeah, just bear that one in mind. The only other field that it may have a few issues with is the one above the farm, field 39. Depending on how you guys have it, obviously I've got mine slightly raised, which may be the issue for me. Um, yeah, but most of the fields it should be fine with, to be honest. But I'm definitely looking forward to utilising it a lot more, and knowing that both the cedar and the planter direct seed is a bonus in my opinion. I don't have to worry about actually doing any ploughing before them. I love that option, to be honest. I am really starting to like it. Now, the other thing I will say is, obviously, I do have precision farming active, and I do have ploughing enabled still. And so, if I have a field that says it needs to be ploughed, I will go through and plough it. Now, obviously, that is going to maybe knock my score down a little bit, but it's worth it. Obviously, see, it's going to be primarily root crops and corn, I think it is. After they've been harvested, will need to be ploughed up. So yeah, it's all good. But then every what? I'm trying to think. Is it 3 or 5? They said now. In-game years is usually roughly when it needs to be resoil sampled and ploughed. I think it's every 3 years for ploughing, every 5 for soil sample. So it doesn't matter. But I like doing ploughing. I really do. And let's see if I can get this working again. You've got it turned off? Yeah. I know a lot of people with it when they're using precision farming, and even in without it, they turn the ploughing off. But I don't know. I do like ploughing a field up. There we go. Oh, too far. There we go. I really do, and I miss ploughing. Cultivating, on the other hand, is a pain, but ploughing I do like doing. There we go. You know, play with it on. Ah, okay. But yeah, obviously with ploughing and precision farming, you tend to take a bit of a hit with it. But it is what it is. Actually, just out of curious, because I did reload. Let's see. So yeah, by obviously this is obviously new environmental score. I'm up to 72 currently. Most of my fields are now done. Hopefully next year these scores should look a little bit better. I'm kind of curious what is knocking it down. So that one possibly on the weed control. That's what it was, because that was ploughed up last year. So yeah, okay, understandable. Obviously, this one is a pretty new field. So let's have a look. So top one. So nitrogen was completely off the scale on that one, non-existent. pH was good, as well as soil sampling. So the weed control could have been better. Tillage, that's another one as well. Tillage, obviously direct seeding should technically take care of that. Yeah, so that is fine. Obviously this is where my orchards are. I'm not really worried too much about that, but obviously it's going to affect my overall score. Obviously this is the orchards and vineyards here. I might be able to get them up a little bit more, I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, as you can see, I do have 100%, high 90s around the main farm anyway, because obviously they're the ones I've been focused on quite a bit. That one is missing the weed control. Yeah, obviously these ones at the minute have been harvested. Obviously, where it's run through the night, weeds are starting to grow. I can understand why that is. So once they get planted, they should, in theory, go up. Now that one's been planted, but that is showing nothing on nitrogen. The pH is low and the weed control. So that's something else I need to do, get that sorted out. I may just need to run through with a fertilizer at some point with that. Probably the same with that, yep. And probably the same with that, yeah. Okay. This one's just been harvested. What I might start doing actually, thinking about it, is planting on some of these ones where they're a slightly lower score, is looking at planting like things like soybean after every couple of years. Because obviously soybean will actually add in the nitrogen. So what field did I do earlier that had nitrogen on? Or soybean on? So that one, wasn't it? Yeah, I'm pretty sure this one was. And obviously, as you can see there, 99, everything maxed. So that's an idea. Never even thought of that. I might put soybean in this field, this in-game year, and see how that score is next time. But these are all my root crops. Been a bit better, but overall I'm happy. I really, really am. My bogs are still on 77. They've got to be harvested this year. A little bit on the nitrogen, a little bit low on the pH, but eh, they'll get there. It is the first year. Obviously, next year, hopefully, those scores should be a lot higher. You can't decide to plough, not to plough, yeah. Obviously, things like the grains, what I will say is, for me, this is how I've got mine set up. So, grains, I will just replant them. No question there. So, wheat, barley, oats, stuff like that, it just gets replanted. I don't even worry about ploughing unless it's needed. But then obviously things like your root crops, so your potatoes, carrots, corn, um, things like that, they actually take out a lot of the nitrogen from the soil and stuff like that. That's when I actually plough. And to be honest, each year there's at least a handful of fields that get ploughed regardless. So, yeah. Right, we've put the cover on, we'll head up to the field. And yeah. But that's just how I play. Obviously, you guys decide on how you want to play it, whether you want to do some ploughing. Obviously, if you are running precision farming, obviously ploughing, cultivating isn't the best thing for your overall score. Obviously, you could be like Mr. Dave and not do any ploughing at all unless you're just creating a new field. So yeah. one thing you could do if you have a field that's partly grass, partly field, one thing you could do, obviously, so you don't get a mark against you, look at harvesting the crop in the field at the same time you cut and mow the grass. Then you won't get any marks against you on the precision farming score. I figured that one out a little while ago, and it does work, which is really mad. I have no idea why. But anyway, guys, I am going to be carrying on, and yes, this is a little bit of a cheaty tractor. There we go. Now, obviously, I will be back at my usual time. Just started a new map, and I'm joining fields, so I am planning. Yeah. Yep. Obviously, joining multiple fields is a good idea because obviously, less to worry about then, field-wise. Um, so like, I'm probably going to end up crashing, but obviously up in the north here. Oh, and that's one other thing. I got a quick question for you guys. Does anybody own the farm up in the northwest yet? Oh, let me stop that there a sec. I want to see something. Now, I didn't have any issues doing it. So you've got it, Carolyn? Okay. Vortex? Okay. I know Mr. Oh, helps if I'm on the right screen. Let me jump up here a sec. Now, obviously, I've already gone through and removed the original fencing and stuff and added more in. Have any of you guys had any issues removing the fence that was originally here? I noticed somebody on Facebook, I think it was, the last couple of days has been trying to remove some of the fences. I think it's the one actually along the road itself. And some of it is just not removing. I think it's more of a him, not quite hitting it right. Obviously, I didn't really have any issues doing it myself. But I just wondered if anybody else had any glitches or bugs with it. You've left most of it, have you, Vortex? Yeah, okay. And obviously Caroline says no. Okay, but yeah, obviously I know I've come through. I removed the fence that was here and kind of redid the whole area. And obviously I didn't have any issues, but I just wanted to double check. But yeah, one thing to remember, if you do want to remove a fence on here, you need to own plot 1, which should be the riverway right here. So if I click on that, okay, maybe might be plot 2. I'm sure Dave said it was plot 1. Must be plot 2. But this riverway anyway, you should, if you own that, you should be able to do it. But anyway, I'm going to call it there for... Oh, I've got some weeds right there. Look at that. Oh, goody, goody, goody. I know what I need to be doing next month. Ooh. Ooh, 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 ooh. I wonder, I wonder. Hang on, I just want to see something quickly. I think it's under... No, it's not going to be that one. Crop. Oh, ooh, yes. We're going to be digging this guy out, I think, next week. So get some weeding done. Ha ha ha. Cool. I haven't got one of these yet, so oh, I might have one actually. But yeah, haven't used it yet. So guess what's coming out to play? Anyway, I'm going to call it there for today. Obviously, I will be back on Friday at the same time as I usually am, rather than an hour later. And then obviously, hopefully, raiding over to Mr. Dashnet when he goes live. Right, so let's get over to the ending screen. So big, 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 huge thank you to all you guys for coming out today. Thank you, Carolyn, for the resub. Much appreciated. And obviously, Farming Trucker 74, thank you very much for this 3-stream streak. Hey, that's a lot of... let's mute this. Let's see who is currently out there. So we have a Mr. Wheels 24/7 just going live, doing some farming simulator. He's not actually fishing now. What the heck? Well, it's kind of cool. I like it. I like it. So obviously, as he is a SGA member, they got to come first. And yes, he is on PV Canyon Crossing. So I think I found my target to raid over to. But yeah, if you're not following Mr. Wheels 24/7, guys, I know from time to time Twitch has a bit of an issue, but that is the gentleman that we're going to go see. And yes, I'll catch you again soon, Mr. KW. So let's get this raid going. There we go. Wheels 24/7. There we are. Make sure he's still there. Yeah, he's looking at the map at the minute. Looks like he's might be doing some mowing or something. We shall see. But yeah, make sure to catch Mr. Dave later on as well. I'm not sure what he's going to be doing yet, whether it's going to be Fishing Planet or Farm Sim, Astral Colony. Who the heck knows? I don't even know if he knows what he's going to be doing. So that could be definitely an interesting stream. And how rude of that. He was in Discord and then jumped out. Oh, I'm going to have words with that young man. But anyway, have a great rest of your day, guys. And I'll see you Friday. Stay safe and bye bye.